Like 3 days of cold weather, that's it, but it's so nice out that I thought I would come out and record from the porch. So welcome to the Woolly Bean podcast. If you're new here, welcome, and for returning viewers, thanks for coming back and watching and commenting and liking. All of it helps. I'm out here with my dog Luke. He's a standard poodle, and our bunny Freddie, and they are going to be a little bit distracting, but it's so nice out. Freddie, like, we have a screened in porch, and he has his pen here just to the right of me, and he's got a little gate that kind of encloses. He has like a dog pen that he can run around in, but he loves when I open it up and let him have free reign. I had a few projects that I have 2 new cast-ons since I last podcast, and I have 3 new cast-ons since I last podcast, and I don't think I have any of I have 1 FO, and that's it. That's all I got. So I thought I would show those to you and then just catch you up on what life's been like the last few weeks. And yeah, we just maybe do a knit and chat. The mail just came, and I've got some exciting packages to show you. I put an order in Tori from House of Wool, or let's have on Trailridge Trading or something. I'll put it on the screen. But she used to have a yarn company, and then she started making hand poured candles, and then she was going to do both, but a note in her little package said that they're gonna focus just on the candles. So I have wanted to try some of hers, some candles from her, and I got 2 and they just came. She had a pre-order a little while ago, and I believe this was the new scent at the time. It's called Homestead, and it's vanilla and birch, and it's amazing. Like, immediately love it. This one's called Dancing Crows, and it's violet and leather. It's good. Just smelling it, I like this one more, but I think this one's gonna burn really nice. Like, you know, after when you're burning it and it just smells, because for some reason I like a lot of masculine scents in a candle, so that's really exciting. And then I had placed an order from Pom Pom. They had a sale, and all their back issues, a bunch of them anyways, were marked way down, and so you could get both the digital and the print copy. And even though I typically tend to look off of the digital version, or even print it off of the digital for some reason, I love to have my bookcases filled with beautiful knit books. So I got, plus I like saving these paper. Woo! So pretty. So I got this one, the Rhythm issue. So I think maybe all the font's gonna be backwards since I have my camera reversed. Look at this pretty paper. Of course I have this one in the digital version because that was my sweater I was knitting, which I have since frogged. Follow me on Instagram. I just said something about why, but Like a Bird. Oh, I guess I should say when they're from. This one is number 39. It doesn't say the year. Well, this one's number 39. And this one is number 37. Like a Bird, summer 2021. And then number 38. And then I have one more. So my Sackness cardigan, this one, it's a beautiful pattern, and I am going to cast on another one, but just like I mentioned in the, I'm sure I said it several times, I feel like I probably did, I was so worried it was going to be too small, and it just was. It still fit my body fine, but the way, like, you can tell on there, like, it's like oversized, like the seam for the shoulder is way down here on her, like, middle of her arm. Mine was not, and she was able, like, I couldn't get mine buttoned all the way up, so I thought of, like, well, just wearing it, but the pattern paired with that yarn was so beautiful that it was like a letdown to not have it be what I imagined. So even though I got the entire body done and one whole arm and was about to pick up the other, and I spent an entire morning, I tried it on and walked around, and I thought, does this bring me joy? It does not. I kept having to like adjust it and move it, and so I frogged it and have a little video on YouTube, on Instagram, a reel of that, and I'm either going to cast on it in the same exact color or knit this in a different color, because I do have the same yarn from Quince & Co. Lark, and I think it's called Gingerbread. And then the fourth is number 30. Doesn't say, but sea change. So that's gonna be fun to look through. What a nice little mail day. I got excited when I saw one packages for me, and then when I realized that 2 of them were, that was quite exciting. But let's go ahead and show you some of the FOs. Not FOs. Let's go ahead and share with you my one FO. This is the Rosa cardigan. It is the Rosa mini. There is an adult version, and I have been knitting on it for a while, and I finally got it finished. And it does not have buttons, but it is so soft. It's that alpaca blend yarn, and this is the size 8. I have not tried it on my 8-year-old, which is funny because that's the one I knit it for, but I took so long to work on it because I honestly got to the sleeves and just stopped, that now it fits my 6-year-old, so like comfortably, like with room. So I think I'm going to, my phone's saying low battery, that's great. I think I'm gonna give it to my 6-year-old and then just get another one, because it's a beautiful pattern and it fits them so nicely. They like to wear them over dresses. So there it is, all finished. And it felt really good to cast off, to have it blocked. And she says it's slightly itchy, but I think when she's cold she won't care. I'll charge my phone for a little bit. Hopefully that helps. So it's been a long couple weeks. A couple weeks ago, my mom had a TIA episode, a mini stroke, and well, she had 2 of them. She's had one in the past, but actually, well, we never saw the outward symptoms. Her first one, like, it was unconfirmed, but then the doctors said that it seemed like she had had one because of like after effects. But this one, she had the whole vision in one eye was affected. She, like when they asked her to stick out her tongue, it pointed a certain direction instead of sticking out straight. She was numb on one side. It was scary. It was really scary seeing her like that. And she's 73 and a widow and lives alone. Otherwise in typically good health, and she's extremely active and does a lot. She breeds golden doodles. She has a big garden of all kinds of things. She's an herbalist, and if she gets an interest in a hobby, she goes full in. So she got really into jewelry making for a while. She used to do woodworking and would make the most beautiful wood toys. Mostly that was motivation because my sister and I both had like little boys at the same time. Let's see if I need to raise this a tiny bit. Oops. That's funny. Anyways, she's very special, and I love her so much, and it was scary seeing her scared, I guess. So I have been like, I go over it anyways weekly, or before this I go over weekly and help her with just whatever she needs around the house. Sometimes it's cleaning, sometimes it's help in the garden or any little project, just so she has an extra set of hands. And now she got scared about being alone, and there's a possibility of more of them. And so we talked about like long-term what would be good for her, and we're looking into moving her. We live just outside of town. It seems like it's in town, but technically we're outside of city limits, and we have a fairly large backyard. And so our thought is to put like a mother-in-law suite for her in our yard. Hold on, a kid. Sorry. Anyways, that has taken up a lot of time just because my mom it's a new project, the thought of moving, and she wants to downsize, and I've been helping her go through things and sort out books and figure out what she wants to keep, and it's been a lot. And then the kids and I caught a cold, and we have been sick for, today's Thursday, so Monday was a week, so a week and a half. I've only had just a sore throat and some drainage like with my sinuses, but the kids have been coughing and super congested, and it's made for a long period of time because we don't really go anywhere when that happens, and we had our little cold spell, so we couldn't get out of the house. So that's why, like, when it's nice enough out, I live out here on the porch, so I'm very happy to be out here now. But anyways, that's what we've been doing. I bought all kinds of wonderful fabric for more bags, and I cannot seem to find time to, but hopefully that will change soon, and especially once it starts getting colder again and we kind of find our winter rhythm, then that'll work. But I did make myself, because this fabric came and it's just so beautiful, little poppies, and I put a contrasting zipper on it and got 2 projects in there. So I made myself a bag. And inside, like, this light's getting really harsh. Oof. But I don't know where else to go. Like, some parts of the porch don't have enough light. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to like hide in this little shadow. hold on, let me resituate. All right, hopefully this, I just moved slightly forward. First I moved all the way across the porch, but then there wasn't enough light, and you can see the kids in the back room through the screen door. So this one might be better. I have a new little necklace that I got for our anniversary. It was our 16th anniversary on the 7th, which is the 20th now. I can't remember what I recorded last, but in my woolly bean bag, I have, which I just pulled it out, been keeping my Emerson. Oops, that's the wrong side. So the right side, the wrong side. And I am knitting this with Wool of the Andes, and the color is Mink Heather. And I had originally, I mentioned before, like used that yarn to cast on a different project, and so I had a lot of smaller balls. Like I can't remember because of how, when I took it apart. So I have a lot of strings because I'm like picking up and using up all the little balls, but it's going along nicely. This is the back portion. You knit the back like shoulder part first, and then you put the stitches up to a certain point, you put the stitches on hold, and then you pick up, and it's quite a, she says to join, like the size I'm knitting is the small, and so it's the same number of stitches here as the pickup for here, from there to there, and she wants you to do it so that the stitches look like they keep going, kind of. I mean, there is an obvious seam, but I think I did it. I'm happy with it. But there are 2 others that I know of that are joining in the knit along, and it's only the 20th, so there's still lots of time for you to join in if you'd like. But either way, it's motivating me to work on mine because I want to be able to show you progress, and I want to be able to make sure that I finish it in time. I'm not typically a fast sweater knitter. Not a lot of, I just get, like I mentioned, about stuff with my mom and getting sick, and the, you know, I homeschool. It takes a lot. Takes a lot out of me. And I'm trying really hard to make sure I keep stuff balanced, because I always tend to like push too much on one thing or the other. I do too much and then other things fail. So I'm excited about this. I'm curious because it is, I mean, let's see, you can see the light through it. So it's a light kind of open. It's not really dense, but it is so squishy. Like, it's just like, because this is half brioche. It's extremely, it looks the same as Fisherman's Rib. And it's honestly just as easy. Oh, which I said I was going to do a video of how to, so I need to do that, but I'm enjoying it. If you do join in on the knit along, please make sure you use the hashtag Emerson KAL22 and share those on Instagram so that I can see your project. That'll be really exciting. The other, which I cast that on October 1st. And then everyone has been knitting a Life Knit Aquatic hat, which is just basically a red hat. And I joined a little late, so a lot of the hats are all finished because it's just a ribbed hat. It doesn't take a long time, but I am nearly there. This pattern is the classic ribbed hat by Purl Soho, and I ended up picking, first I picked a yarn that was too blue, which did I talk about this already? I think maybe I mentioned this in the last one. But this yarn is going to be, like, I think it's going to be really good. I don't typically wear my bangs out. It's really good. I ended up knitting the largest size. I went with the adult large because I knit this pattern for a friend of mine last year, and I knit her in the medium, and the ribbing stretched out a lot on my head. I don't know if it's because of my hair, because sometimes it can be big, or I just have a big head. I probably have a big head, but and it's ribbing, so I think that's the other thing, is it's very forgiving. And I wanted something that wasn't, I don't know, I've just noticed I like when a hat's a larger hat feels good on my head. So I started, yeah, I did the adult large, but and these little stitch markers are from Simply Sarah Knits. I got these from her, I don't know, a little while ago. And she sent me these little, well, actually, I got something else from her. Where'd it go? Is it not on there? Maybe it's on another project. Like a progress keeper. All I wanted was the progress keeper. That's usually all I want when I see the really pretty stitch markers or progress keepers. I just want the progress keeper. But it's fun to have pretty little stitch markers. So they're these little happy flowers. So I'm to the point where I need to switch out my needle, and so I've kind of stopped knitting on it, because that takes brain power to figure out where my I need to go down, like either switch to DPNs or get a longer cable and do magic loop, and I don't want to think about it, so I just set it to the side and I work on my Emerson. And then when my Emerson, because there was a point where I started to pick up the shoulder stitches, that required too much brain, and so I stopped. And then the other project that a lot of people have been working on is a Sophie scarf, and this is a pattern by Petite Knits, and I am knitting the larger one. Caddy Jack's Knits, they have knit a couple. Kathy? I can't think of her name. Jackie and... Anyways, she knit, not Jackie. The other wonderful, funny, beautiful host knit a couple of them in different sizes, and she's been wearing them. And Katie from Young Folk Knits knit one, and I am knitting this as a gift. So I have had this yarn in my stash. I can't remember the name. I'll put it on the screen. But it is a 90% cotton, 10% cashmere blend, and I got it at a local yarn store in Fayetteville, Arkansas, in their discount section, and it was marked down. There was 2 little balls of it, and this color was just so beautiful that I got them, and I have had no idea what to do with them. And this is technically a sport weight. The pattern, I think it says, does it say DK? No. Or maybe the pattern is, oh, I can't remember. This is where I feel like, because my phone is being used to record, and I feel like I need a iPad or something to look stuff up on, or I should know these things, but I don't. But it's super simple, and I was unsure with my friend of how sensitive she is to things around her neck, but she always wears little scarves and stuff that like nicely tied. And I just thought that like this is such a pretty fall color that she could do it. So I'm unsure. This one I'm gonna just follow the pattern. It's getting wider here, and you're supposed to increase up to a certain point, repeat it so many times, and I think I have only about 6 more repeats than when I'm supposed to decrease. I think. But, or maybe that's for the small size. I'll have to look at the pattern again. But anyways, I definitely plan on knitting more of these, because this is like I don't know, one day's work. Like yesterday on and off, I just was knitting that, and I've been keeping that in my other little well-loved woolly bean bag. I have like, I don't know, not even a yard of this fabric left, and I'm just hoarding it because it's all there is. And this is one of like my original prints. And not original as in I made it, but like one of the first ones I used and loved, and I had just found at Hobby Lobby, and had I known, I would have bought so much then. And I did. I kept going back and buying it. They don't have it anymore, and you can't find it. They have it in blue somewhere, but it's just not as good as the black. So I love the pedal pouches. It's perfect for something like that, or a little pair of socks. 1, 2, 3. It's all my projects. So the only other thing that I have been working on, which I just started, I shared on my Instagram. I have this ready to wear Madewell cardigan. Once in a while I'll find, I got this secondhand. I'll look on Poshmark or eBay, and I'll just search certain brands that I know that I like, and then wool sweater. And I got this in a medium. At the time I was a small. Now because I wanted the cardigan to be oversized, because this was the point of this, was to have something to wear cozy around the house. And now I comfortably would wear a medium cardigan over stuff, and so I probably should search for a large cardigan pattern or used one to replace this. But I've had this in the mending pile for, I mean, obviously quite a while, because I've changed sizes. But actually my darning needle is hanging from it. Ooh. Tell me if this sounds like something that happens to you, but like, I mean, okay, so I put my stuff in my mending pile. I've got some skirts that I bought secondhand for my girls. They're too short, and I thought, oh well, they're like a larger size. My girls are 6 and 8, and they're like size 12 skirts, and I thought I will just take them in on the waist, and then it'll be like a knee length, really cute. And one of them is an adorable, it's like a red skirt with tiny little ostriches, like tiny little white outline of ostriches all over it. Oh, it's so cute. But it's not something that I find myself, if it feels like a large task, I put it off. If it's something that I can do, I'm like, oh, that's super easy. So if someone rings me, they had, my sister-in-law was over, and she had like a hole in her seam on her jacket right here. And I was like, a hole in the seam of something, I can sew that. I whipped her jacket off of her, sewed it, came back, and it was done in a couple minutes. Because it required no brain power. But I don't know how to redo the hemline or the waistband on a size 12 skirt. Like, I can make bags all day because I know this pattern inside and out, and I can redo stuff, and the construction of it has like imprinted itself in my brain, but I don't sew enough clothes to know the ins and outs of that. So those skirts just sit. And then same for the sweater. I have never mended anything before on a knit. I have repaired sewn garments, but I repaired a pair of dress pants for a friend. A lot of people that don't sew or knit, if they know you do those things, they think you're, you know, like, oh, you can do anything with it. So he asked if I would fix them. He had ripped a pocket, and I was like, I could probably figure it out. Like, I could figure it out before he'd be able to figure it out. So I took them, and I've had them for a couple months. Like, nothing's happened. And so finally, like, I keep seeing them sitting by my sewing table, and they just bother me, and it feels like a weight. And then I pulled this out, and I was like, I need to fix this. Like, I don't know if it fits right now even. I haven't even tried it on. But I need to fix this sweater. I don't know if it was moths, or, as awful as it sounds, it could have been a mouse. We had, a couple years ago, some Oh no, it was this, where, I don't remember which house. We have moved so many times in the last couple of years. Anyways, some mice got into some of our things, but then also this could have been a mouse. I mean, a moth. But there was a large hole here, and then I'm starting this repair, but there's like a chewed out section right there on the cuff. So I looked up a video from Bookhou. Arona has, oh my gosh, you hear them? They're like 2 houses over, flying around the neighbor's backyard. I was unsure. I didn't want to do something that was going to try to be invisible because I knew it was going to be visible. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So then I thought, I want a visible patch, but I was like so indecisive on then choosing a color. And so I thought, I'm just going to pick, I had 2 different grays, and it does help when it's a contrasting color, so that, because then you can see where you're weaving it. So this way, the thread, I'll try to link her video in the description box. All the birds are coming on this podcast, guys. When I hear a bird, I feel like I want to see if a bird's starting to make noise. I always try to hunt them out. Sorry, I'll try to be less distracted, but is it focusing or is it blurry? I think it turned out pretty good. The inside looks like this. So there's the hole, but the edge is caught on all the sides, so all the stitches are caught. And it's got like a good, I feel like it's a sturdy patch. So I'm super happy with it. I'm pleased. And so now I just started this, and then I got just like pulled away from something. But the kids are like at each other's throats because they've been inside with each other for a week and a half. But I'll just go on this, I'll just go back and forth, and you pick up a few stitches and then go this way, pick up a few stitches, and you do that, and then you go this way. So anyways, and it's just a basic wool cardigan. It's super soft. And then I have another one that's a finer wool, and it's just got a tiny little pinprick hole, so that one I'll try to do more invisible, but I haven't picked up my thread for that one yet. But that's all my making stuff, guys. That's all I've got. I've got no interesting stories, no knitting plans. I feel like I've cast on, but this weather, like as soon as October hits, or honestly middle of September, I suddenly, like, all I can think about is knitting, and I just want to sit and work on things. And like right now it's 3:30. The time is changing. Before it was like 5 something, now it's like 4 something is my favorite time. But the light on the porch is magical. Like, do you see the difference? I'll see, like, it's trying to peek through the tree a little bit, but now the light is like in the back of the tree, or we have trees along the back of the property, and so now the sun will just be filtering through the trees and the porch. You just feel the breeze coming through, and aside from those crows cawing, it's pretty peaceful. But I'll try to find some little things to video to share with you. But anyways, check in on Instagram. I am making an effort to try to post more pictures. Ever since Instagram changed, when they would push, like, you would get more interactive with your audience if you shared more pictures, it really helped me. Like, I took so much more like progress pictures of my project, because I was trying to make sure that I like stayed interacting with my audience. And I wanted my account to grow, and I got in a big groove with it. That was a couple years ago. And then Instagram started pushing stories, and now they're pushing reels, which I do like. I like the reels that, I don't know, have relaxing music and are either about plants, about animals, or knitting, or about something to do with, you know, my interests, and that either are informative or just relaxing to watch. But it's, you know, it can be very distracting. So I have time limits set on my phone so that it doesn't take me away from things too long. But yeah, I'm trying to be better about posting. I bought some more whiteboard so I can take pictures, but what have I not taken pictures of? I haven't done my Sophie Scarf yet. I'm trying to keep my Ravelry updated too, because ever since I used to have always good pictures to post on my Ravelry, because I had taken so many on Instagram, and now it's like I have these awful ones where I'm just like, oh, I never took a picture of this, and then I snap it in my recliner. Oh well. Anyways, thank you for watching, and you can find me on Ravelry, on Instagram. I'll put all that information in the description box, and come back soon and hang out again. It's good to be with you. Bye.